Alright guys, welcome back to more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. And we are about to go into the final showdown. This is literally the final courtroom runback moment, okay? I lied before because I didn't think it would be so long. But this is the final runback. It is February 10th, 3:36 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 7, not 5, not 4, not 3, not 2, not 1. Courtroom runback.
Oh my god, it's too high!
Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the test we had performed earlier. Test? Yes, test. On the bloody dagger that was found inside, stuck in the pine tree, okay. Oh yeah, that! I totally forgot about that. That's the weapon that Maya Fey used when she fought with the victim. So what are the results? Was it the victim's blood, or due to time constraints a full test wasn't possible? However, there's one thing we can say for certain. The blood that was on the dagger was not from the victim's body. What? That is all. Now then, let's restart this trial. So it wasn't Misty's blood on the dagger. Who was it? The killer, the true killer. I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims. I understand, Your Honor. From what I've heard, the witness is dangerously weak physically speaking, so let's finish this quickly. I agree. I agree. Very well. Commence the roll battle! Bring in the witness. Witness, please tell us your name and profession. I like her hair down better. She looks better with her hair down. Maya Fey, my profession is, I'm the assistant manager at Wright & Co. Law Offices. Maya, according to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium of the Korean channeling technique. I'm frightened. The Fey clan, I don't want any more to do with it. Oh, Maya. The pain the Fey bloodline causes must be unbearable. Very well. Now then, Miss Fey. When the event occurred, you were in the garden of the inner temple. And you witnessed the moment of the Miss Elise Donham's murder. Is that correct? I didn't see any... Straighten up this moment, young lady. Huh? Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later. But your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact. But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witnesses come out and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen? Gavel! Witness, if you please. Yes, Your Honor. At the inner temple. Alright, let's see. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spirit prep room when it happened, okay. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head, okay. I stumbled and ended up against a stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me!" And something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness. So you were struck on the head. I suppose it must have been this staff. Maya, the person who hit you. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Nick. I just couldn't see. I didn't know who it was. Maya, think hard. Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't. Ha! Can't say it was an especially good night for you young ladies to be walking around. Damn, that's true. It seems that it will be hard to determine a criminal through testimony alone. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Maya, hang in there. She doesn't look well at all. At the inner temple, I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Okay. Suddenly someone struck me over the head. Who did it? Who hit you? Well, I didn't see who it was. I was hit from behind. You didn't see the person? But after that, your attacker was in front of you. How could you not see who it was? Oh! Let me think for a sec. I'm sorry, I just can't remember. Maya's really having a hard time. What should I do? We're gonna leave her alone for now. Considering the conditions at the crime scene, she couldn't see anything, so there's no point trying to go further with that, right? It's not surprising she didn't see her attacker. Ha! So it looks like even you've got some compassion. Judging by the testimony thus far, the identity of the attacker was most likely the spirit that was channeled by Elise Dono, Dahlia Hawthorne. Gavel. Very well, please continue with your testimony. What happened after you were struck on the head? I stumbled and ended up against a stone lantern, huh? I thought, okay. I think I screamed, help me. You think? I think? What you mean you think you screamed? You think you screamed, but you're not sure? Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, an adult, a child? I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits. Believe me, my dear. I'm certain I would have soiled my robes. I thought this person might attack me, so I... Anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that it was my last hope. Wow, it sounds like poor little Maya really was out of her mind. But I wonder what she meant by last hope. What do? Do I press her for more details? My last hope... What did she scream? Or wait and see. What she mean by my last hope? Elaborate a little bit further. Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff? Huh? What? What do you mean by your last hope? No, that's what you said. You said my last hope. What? I said what? Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see and you screamed, right? You screamed, help me. Yeah, but why would you scream that? You were by yourself. But you testified that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope. Oh, well, you know, that's like, what do you call it when that happens? Mine's not doing so well up there. Oh, yeah, oh, that's right. I remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at. What? What did you say? Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at. That's who I was screaming at to help. Oh! What is it now? I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out. Huh? Gavel! Witness! Are you absolutely sure what you're saying? Behind the attacker, there was another person? I am, I mean to keep that part a secret. What have I done? Ha! It takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I've always said. A ton of pressure. You're in a court of law here. You can't make things up and try to hide things in this chamber. It sounds like a doe is really trying to bring out the truth. I want you to add it to your testimony. I could see a man behind my attacker by the light of the stone lantern. What? They said the stone lantern wasn't working. They said it wasn't... The stone lantern light wasn't even on, right? A lantern from the inner temple garden was not lit the night of the crime. Objection, Maya! Never thought I'd have to do that to Maya again. So there was a man standing behind your attacker? Yeah. That man. He's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed Elise Dono, otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother. The killer? Maya, you know who killed your mother, don't you? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? To be frank, Your Honor, I think she's in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed a huge problem with her testimony. Huh? What do you mean? What problem? Maya, on the night of the crime, the stone lantern was out of commission. Huh? What? It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Gavel! Order in the court! Mr. Godot, explain this shit. Add the purest of milk to the perfect clear darkness of the coffee. Stir. That is the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of coffee. What? Cafe au lait? Is that even legal? Cafe au lait. Mr. Tright's words are the milk and you are the spoon, Your Honor. I'm a spoon? I'm no spoony Bart, I'll have you know. Yo, shoutouts to Final Fantasy IV. You must have noticed it too, Trite. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that. Sorry, but that's not gonna cut it. What did you say? If there truly was no light in the garden, then there's a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony. Nick, may I? Recall the witness's statement about her attacker. She said that she didn't know if it was a man or a woman or adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker. And she quite clearly described him as a man. In other words, that would have to mean that Maya actually saw our mystery person, despite it being so dark that she couldn't see the face of the attacker in front of her. It's so weird to see her on stand freaking out with her normal animations. Order, what in the world does this all mean, Mr. Wright? Are you saying Miss Faye saw the real killer under pitch black conditions? Objection! Trite, do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she have seen the dark? There was no other light source at the scene. There are some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Godot. Like your visor! You did see who the killer was in the dark. His visor! You're trying to cover for him. Yo! I forgot his visor! His visor is freaking, like, lit. There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. You know who this man is. Please, Nick. I don't know anything. Please, I'm begging you. Ha! You talk a good game, Trite, but let's see if you can walk the walk. It was pitch black, so what could the witness see? I'm calling you bluff. No, Nick, don't! Please, stop! Maya's dead set on protecting this guy. The man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court. I'm here to find the truth. Gavel! Mr. Wright, time to show us what you got. Show us what you got. Show it what you got. Got. Mr. Godot's visor! Because it was pitch black, Miss Faye was able to recognize the killer easily. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible, yes? What? But how do you propose to show us something like that? It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of that night. Yes, make the courtroom go pitch black. Your Honor, the defense officially requests that all the lights in this courtroom be turned off. What? But it can't be! Ha! His visor. Godot, why would you do it, bro? That was a nice bit of deduction. Trite. Why would you do it, bro? Why'd you do it? Well, everyone, this is the man Maya saw the night of the murder. Oh my god, is the prosecutor? What the fuck? Order! Prosecutor Godot, what is the meaning of this? Slide me another cup of that coffee. Yeah. Gotta get all the coffee in. Gotta get as much coffee as you can. Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Why aren't you denying it? Ha! Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person. What do you mean by that? If you've got a question, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Well, Maya, how about it? What you saw that night? Was it three glowing red lights? Well, witness, answer the question. You're wrong! I never saw that. Maya! I thought the person that stabbed my mother was a man. For a totally different reason. Oh my god. What? Gavel! Witness, Mr. Wright! What the? Stop your chattering, Your Honor. Chattering? If it's worth asking, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Alright, gavel. Well then, let's continue with the testimony. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man. Yes, Your Honor. I didn't realize it until after I woke up, but... Oh gosh. The killer. When I came to, I was just laying on the floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. Torches were lit and the body was gone, okay. And all the snow around the snow lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. Huh? It had been carefully cleaned up too. All the snow around the but not the blood on the damn... Not the blood on the stone lantern? Since the person did all the work alone, I just assumed it was a man. What? But when... We've already, like... What? Come on, Maya. So it was after the crime took place that the witness came to think the killer was a man. But she was... Wasn't she, like, calling Dahlia Hawthorne? With her power? That's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor, No need to apologize. It's as Mr. Godot said. You're utterly exhausted. It's only natural that you would be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume the criminal was a man. Gavel. Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. The killer was a man because, well, he did all this labor. God damn it. The killer was a woman because the killer was a woman because the murder took place in the kitchen. That's a horrible joke, but hey, that's Maya's logic. When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit and the body was gone. I wanna press this. So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? It did look really odd. The snow was removed in an unnatural looking rectangular shape around that lantern. There was a lot of shovels around the inner temple. But they're all really heavy, way too heavy for me to use. An honest fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take snow away? Well, there's one thing I can think of. Didn't you say that a lot of victims' blood spread onto the snow? Yes, and he couldn't really see all the blood. And then that's why he didn't clean up the damn tablet. Because he didn't see the blood on the damn stone lantern. The area I collapsed in ended up being splattered. In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody snow. I think that's the most reasonable explanation. Perhaps. However, there's something that's bothering me. If the killer just wanted to hide the snow with blood on it, there was no need to remove that amount. That's true. He could have scooped up just the snow that was stained with blood. It looks like there are some mysteries behind this issue, but I think this will help explain them. Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man. No, let's go back and... The torches were lit and the body was gone. Hold on, let's press this. The torches were lit? So that would explain why he didn't clean up the stone lantern, because he couldn't see the blood. So that's why he was freaking out when he said when we discovered that Maya's name was written in blood on the lantern. That's why he was freaking out. I'm gonna say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be? The killer probably lit them since it'd be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of removing the body? That's true, it's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that was at the inner temple, Maya. Very well, let me hear some more about the condition of the crime scene. And all the snow around the stone lantern has been... Oh my goodness, I'm so confused now. Hold on, there was another thing we passed up. By the time I got back to the garden, I guess we should press this. We should press everything, damn it. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right? Yes, I think so, but why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? It must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide. The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something. You did? Yes. I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me. For my sake. What? Hiding it? What? He was hiding it for you? What the hell? Why would he hide it for you? I was the only one at the inner temple that night. If Sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden, oh yeah, she may have thought that you have done it. No, she definitely would have thought so. You're saying that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened? I'm sure of it. What? Well, that's certainly an important piece of information. I want you to add that to your test. Oh, I guess I should have added... That was the one I should have pressed from the beginning. Alright. I think it was for my sake that the killer cleaned up the evidence of what had happened. Or maybe... I don't know. I think it was for my sake that the killer cleaned up the evidence of what had happened. Oh wait! If it was for her sake, why didn't he clean up the damn stone tablet? Exactly. That makes perfect sense. He wouldn't have missed this if it was for her sake. Okay then. The body of Elise Dona was carried all the way to Hazakura Temple's courtyard. Then at the garden, the real scene of the crime, the snow that we suspect was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. It's reasonable to believe this was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that still seems somewhat odd. Oh? And what would that be? You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Godot. It's the message written in blood on the lantern. It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern. Maya. Ah! If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't he wipe the writing off the lantern? Oh, you're right. I'll tell you why, because he couldn't see it. You know who couldn't see it? Your boy Godot. Order. Isn't it a fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene? Indeed, but it doesn't make much sense to move the body and remove the bloody snow and then not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing. Objection, little nigga. But if that's the case, do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior? Why would this killer move the body and remove all that snow, but then leave the bloody writing on the lantern because he couldn't see it? I don't know what the killer's plan was, but it's the fact that the killer left the writing on the lantern. There must be a reason for it, because he couldn't see it! Damn! Why did the killer leave the message written in blood on the lantern? Because he couldn't see it! The prosecutor Godot, earlier in this trial, you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. No, you know what I heard that from? I said I heard that from Danganronpa, but I really heard that from Tales of Exilia, Jude Matthews. Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought. The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern. Therefore, it must mean that they didn't notice it. But that doesn't make any sense. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would miss something as glaring as that. You're right. There is no way any normal person would. What? What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? There's only one person involved in this incident who could have missed seeing the bloody writing altogether. And who would that be? Who was this person that had failed to notice the bloody writing? Godot! Mr. Godot, you're making this too easy for me, bruh. You're making this way too easy. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. You can't see everything? Is that correct, Mr. Godot? This lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like the court to think back to the moment it was first presented. This lantern, there's something written on it. It's written in blood! Nonsense! This lantern is as clean as a whistle. Aha! Mr. Godot, just admit it. There are certain colors you can't see, correct? Like the blood on the, or the ketchup on the damn... You can't see red on a white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before. Yeah. During the poisoning case at Trey Bien, yeah. This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. You somehow spilled coffee on it. But how would you have known that his eyesight was that bad? Well, I guess they gave you a clue right there. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court? Bloodstain? What the fuck you talking about? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. Well, it was actually just ketchup. You could see the coffee on the white apron, but you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red. Slide me a cup of that coffee. Ha! It's strange. In the black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one that can't see them? So then, Mr. Godot, are you admitting it? Are you admitting that you can't see the red writing on the lantern? Hey, Gramps, didn't you know? That's the reason why I don't drink red tea. Wow. That's why I don't drink red tea, bruh. Because you can't see it. I wasn't sure about it until now, but I just can't believe it. Prosecutor Godot is the murderer. But there's no going back now. I finally figured out the truth. Mr. Godot, the defense at this time formally accuses you. You are the murderer of Miss Elise Dodo, also known as Miss Misty Fang. It's hard to believe this may be true, however, once again Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you. Just make sure you don't fill out that indictment in red ink, Gramps. Come on, how does a little graffiti make me into the killer? Besides, it's not like it's my name that's written there. I'm certain that the killer wasn't able to see the color red. This is rich. Do go on, Trite. The answer's right there at the crime scene. The snow. The snow? He just randomly dug up snow. For example, why did the killer move all that snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If they wanted to hide the bloody snow, why not just take out just that area? Why didn't they take just that area? Ah, could it be? The killer couldn't see the red blood that had seeped into the snow. So he had to remove all of the snow. He couldn't be sure where the blood had landed, so he removed the whole area. Isn't it more likely that the killer couldn't see the blood because it was dark? No, he lit the lanterns. Not a chance. The torches were all lit. They would have been able to see fine. It seems that once again this trial has taken an unexpected turn, to say the least. Can you explain this, Mr. Godot? Who the hell, who the, what? Who the? Wait, just wait a minute. Maya, why are you trying to protect the guy that killed your mom? Mr. Godot isn't the killer. After all, he didn't even come to the inner temple until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after that old bridge got fixed up. Objection. Maya, you can't testify to something like that. Why? What do you mean? I may not look it, but I'm... Shut up! Whoa! After the murder happened, you didn't even exist. She didn't. I'm afraid I don't follow. Are you senile, old man? We established this just a little while ago. She was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time. Because she was channeling Dahlia. Dahlia the Bay. Your Honor, let me add to my testimony, Nick. Please listen to me. Maya, why are you trying to protect it? Do you plan to cover for Godot no matter what the cost? If that's the case, then I've got no choice. Your Honor, Let's hear her testimony. If it means we're going to hear the whole truth, I say we should not silence her. Ha ha. Ha! Nicely done, Trite. Gavel. Very well, let's hear the witness's testimony. Next time on the final episode of Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations.